From not wanting to join the cast of Cobra Kai to wanting to become a musician before pursuing acting, there are a lot of secrets that you didn't know about the Karate Kid bully, William Zabka. So let's start with the first one. You can't deny the fact that he gained most of his fame from being a high school bully in the Karate Kid franchise. Not just that, he was the main antagonist in the first film, if you minus John Kreese, the real villain. His portrayal of the character was so convincing that he became known as the quintessential 80s movie bully. However, as filming progressed, the actor began to see the story from Johnny's perspective and began to sympathize with the character's struggles. And quite honestly, anyone with an open mind would too. He was just a product of the circumstances he faced. Zabka himself felt bad for him and even talked about how fathers would bring their kids to point out the biggest bully to ever exist. Now imagine how that must feel as an actor, as well as the character that he played. But since then, his portrayal of Johnny has become an icon for the underdog story. That's obviously owed to his return in the highly popular series Cobra Kai. It's amazing how fans have come to appreciate the character's journey of redemption and his efforts to make amends for his past mistakes. In fact, people who'd seen him in the Karate Kid movie had been nothing but impressed by his redemption story. Zabka's return to the role in 2018 has only cemented his status as a beloved figure in pop culture. And not just the audience, but even he has been enjoying this change. Having never gotten so much love from fans, it's all been a wonderful experience for him, as it should be, cause you wouldn't want to mess with him. Know why? His dad is the equalizer. That's why. Well, not really, but he did play his son. In fact, he first made his mark on television as the son of the titular character in the cult classic CBS series, The Equalizer. Zabka certainly held his own in that intense and action-packed show, but his talent and versatility didn't stop there. He went on to make memorable appearances in various TV shows, including How I Met Your Mother and Psych. Now, let's not forget about his movie career either. The actor starred in films like Back to School, where he played the cocky jock Chaz, and also in Just One of the Guys, where he portrayed the charming and sensitive Rick. There was also this hilarious entry as Jack in National Lampoon's European Vacation. While you might only know him from the hit series Karate Kid and its spin-off, but the fact is he's got a long resume, one that very boldly announces that he's got range as an actor. But if you still don't believe me, how about an Academy Award nomination? His talent doesn't stop at acting. He's also a skilled filmmaker who's made his mark in the industry. In 2004, he co-wrote and produced a movie called Most, a movie that won a standing ovation at several international film festivals and gave him his first Academy Award nomination. If you're interested, the film tells the story of a New York City bridge and tunnel cop who spends his days trying to find his place in the world and his nights searching for love in all the wrong places. Zabka's work on Most showcases his ability to craft compelling stories and bring complex characters to life. It also proves that he's not content to just stay in front of the camera. He's got a true passion for the art of filmmaking. And it's not just Most that highlights his skills as a filmmaker. He's also directed several episodes of Cobra Kai, including the season 3 finale. That's especially important to mention because it received critical acclaim for its emotional depth and stunning action sequences. So the next time you're watching Cobra Kai, remember that William Zabka is more than just a talented actor. He's also a very talented director. Speaking of which, how about another talent? Did you know he also wanted to be a musician before joining as an actor? No, it's true. Zabka's interest in music began at a young age, and he spent much of his childhood playing guitar and singing. He was inspired by classic rock and roll acts like the Rolling Stones and Led Zeppelin. Although he ultimately found success as an actor, his love for music never waned. He's been known to incorporate his musical talents into his acting roles. For example, in the 1986 film Just One of the Guys, Zabka's character Rick serenades the film's protagonist with a heartfelt rendition of Tenderness. And in Cobra Kai, Johnny Lawrence can often be found listening to classic rock music and reminiscing about his glory days. It's clear that his love for music has had a lasting impact on his life and career. There There was also this one time when he mentioned how the late Eddie Van Halen let him play Ain't Talkin' About Love, and once he messed it up, he taught him how to play it. Surely a wonderful memory that has two of his greatest interests in it. But while he's passionate about a lot of things, religion isn't one of them. One of the most interesting aspects of The Karate Kid is the spiritual connection that exists between the characters. Daniel LaRusso and Mr. Miyagi shared a bond that went beyond words. But what about Johnny Lawrence? Well, as it turns out, Zabka is a certified atheist who doesn't believe in any sort of higher power. It actually makes a lot of sense when you think about the character he plays on Cobra Kai. Maybe that's intentional, to be more natural of an act, but there's no mention of that anywhere in the series. Maybe that's why he's so natural in the role of Johnny Lawrence, even after almost 4 decades. Now, while we're on the subject of not being interested, guess who had his reservations about the return of Johnny Lawrence? That's right, the man himself. When he was approached about reprising his role for Cobra Kai, he was hesitant. He knew that Johnny had been in a really bad place after his defeat in the original 1984 movie, and he didn't want to do the character a disservice by just bringing him back without any thought. As I mentioned several times, Johnny wasn't a character loved by many, at least before Cobra Kai. Considering that, Zabka's reservations did make sense. He was deeply connected to Johnny Lawrence on a personal level, and the character's return to the franchise was like opening Pandora's box. Some wounds don't heal with time, and he didn't want to risk ruining the legacy of Johnny, at the very least, by not giving his character the respect he deserved. Ultimately though, Zabka decided to take on the challenge of bringing his character back to life, and boy, are we glad he did. His portrayal of Johnny in Cobra Kai has been nothing short of amazing. It's clear that he's put his heart and soul into it. But that's not the only place where his heart lies. His family is his priority number one. Unlike his initial portrayal of Johnny in the Netflix series, Zabka himself is a family man through and through. He's been married to his wife, Stacy Zabka, since 2008. Not much is known about their relationship or how they met, as the couple keeps their personal lives relatively private. However, it's clear that they share a strong bond and have been happily married for over a decade. William and Stacy have 2 children together, a daughter named Maya and a son named Cash, both of whom we've seen in photos on their father's socials. But the most heartfelt part of his personality is, despite his busy acting career, Zabka seems to prioritize his family above all else. It's great to see that the actor not only excels on screen, but also in his personal life as a devoted husband and father. So there you have it, some secrets about William Zabka you probably didn't know about.